If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and put in some ideas in the comments too about different topics that you would like me to cover. I'll be releasing my videos every Friday to be able to help you to be able to move well, feel well, and be well. My name is Jeannie. I've been a physical therapist with over 25 years of experience to be able to help you to be able to move better. So today we are going to be talking about something super duper important, and we're going to be talking about lunges and squats. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people come into the office and do lunges and squats wrong. And I go to the gym and the same thing happens. So it's super important that you perform lunges and squats. They are very important. Lunges, I can't even think of any sport that doesn't require you to be able to lunge. We are not robots, so we need to lunge. We lunge throughout our day without even realizing it. And squatting, well, you have to squat every single day, whether you're sitting into a chair or relieving yourself on your daily functions, you gotta be able to squat. So you need those leg muscles and you need to be able to squat properly. So we're gonna start off by playing a game. And our game today is gonna be called Lunge or Grunge or Squat or Not. I'm gonna be showing you guys some examples of some squat and lunge mechanics. And I want you to tell me if you think this is a lunge or a grunge. So we'll start with lunges first. So are you ready? Here we go. Which one do I want to do? Let's go this one. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a lunge or a grunge? I'm going to need therapy after lunging this way. So, survey says, it is actually a grunge. Look at my knee mechanics. That is not great knee mechanics. All right, let's go again with another option. Watch now closely. And guess, is this a lunge or a grunge, folks? What do we think? This one might be not as obvious. Lunge or grunge, people? Survey says, that is also a grunge. Why is that a grunge? Well, look how far forward my knee is going. My heel is actually coming up off of the ground, so we don't want to do that. So now you're probably wondering, well, how the heck do I lunge? The biggest mistake people make when they lunge is they have this forward momentum going. When we take a lunge, we actually want to take a big step forward like that, okay? And you want to go straight up and down with your lunge. That's the momentum. We don't want to be moving as far forward, but we actually want the motion to go up and down and then back, okay? So you'll take a big step forward, you go straight down, you come back up, and you step two. And that is the proper way of doing a lunge. Now, you can add on different things. So you can do walking lunges if you want. Straight up and down, straight up and down. So that's one way you can increase it. You can also grab some weights. So if you want to hold weights while you're lunging, you can take your big step forward, up and down, and then step back two. So those are examples of how to increase it. If you want to start off and those are too difficult for you, then you can actually hold on to a table and you can do just a mini lunge. That's okay too. A mini lunge is still going to work those same muscles, your quads and your glutes, as long as, again, you're aware that it's the up and down, not the forward and back momentum. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Another thing that I want to point out with lunges is there's actually 3 planes of movement. So we have this plane right here. This is called our sagittal plane. This is a forward plane of movement. We also have our frontal plane. That's when you step sideways. And we also have a rotational plane, and that's when you rotate and move. So many times in sports, you have to be able to do these lunges in all 3 planes of movement. So it's a great idea for you to be able to lunge forward first in the sagittal plane. That's the easiest plane for our muscles to be able to do. And then you can do in this frontal plane. That's the next one. So you're just lunging to the side and coming back. The most difficult and challenging plane of movement to do any exercises in is the rotational plane, but it's a really important thing to do. So in the rotational plane, you're going to actually open up in lunge and then come back. It's very important in all sporting activities. There are plenty of times that you have to lunge one way and then you have to catch the ball while rotating. And in any activity, to get really good at it, you need to practice the activity that you want to do. So if you have to do that activity, you want to practice lunging and rotating your body the opposite way. So these are just some examples of how you can progress your lunges. All right, are we ready to move on to squats? So squats are next. We're going to go with squatting or not. So here we go, folks. I want you to let me know if this is a squat or a not. Here we go. What do we think here? Do we think this is a squat or a not? What do we think, folks? Could be a funky dance move too for our physio moving groove. Survey says, that is definitely a not. You can see how far my knees are going inwards, my feet are going back. This is not a good squat. But so many times people squat with their knees falling inwards. So just keep in mind the next time you squat, do not let those knees fall inwards. Okay, let's go with another one. Okay, squat or not, folks. Here we go. Ooh, I can hear my knees on this one. That should give everyone a sign that maybe this is not a good squat. But again, sometimes people do this. You lift your heels up, your knees go really far forward. So survey says on this one, that is definitely a not. So let's go over proper squat mechanics. So what you want to do, I'm going to face this way, I think it'll be easier for you guys to be able to see. Your feet need to be a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, or at least shoulder width apart. You want to try to keep your weight through your heels. If you keep your weight through your heels, your knees are not going to be coming forward over top of your toes. We do not want that, okay? You also don't want your back to be flexed over. Sometimes people will go to do a squat and they'll be like this. We don't want that. You want to stick your butt backwards. So weights through the heels, you're sticking your butt backwards and you're going to go as far as you can go down and then you're going to come back up, okay? So that is a much better squat mechanic. Your weights through your heels, and that is the way that you want to do it. Now, you can progress that by adding weights, so you can hold on to those weights in your hands and you can do squats. That is one way. You can also take a band, and you can tie it above your knees. This is a really good exercise too. Right? So now we talk about efficiency, right? Oftentimes we can get most bang out of our bucks if we combine our exercises together. So if you step outwards and now you sit back and you do your squat, you're actually doing your squat, but guess what? You're also working your hip abductors, which is going to help you to be able to prevent those knees from falling inwards. So it's a really good guide for you to keep your legs outwards. So if you're one of those people that likes to have their knees go inwards, tie that band around. It will help and encourage those legs to be able to stay outwards. Now let's say that you can't squat, like you feel like you're just not ready to squat. You can start off by having a chair, and you can hold on to the chair and do just like a little mini squat. The weight's still through your heels. You're doing a little squat here and you come back up. Now let's say you're trying it and you're still not getting how to do it. One of the easiest ways to squat is to actually sit down in a chair. So if you get your legs against your chair, maybe we'll go this way so you can see, and you have the chair there, to sit down in your chair, you're basically doing the same mechanics as a squat. But what you can do is just stop shy of sitting down. So the chair's there as a guide, And it's as if you're gonna sit, but then you come back up. So this is a great way that you can also do a squat. Now, while we're on this subject, real quickly, I'm gonna mention one of the biggest problems I have that people will tell me is they can't get out of a chair without using their hands. And so one piece of advice that I can give is to be able to scoot yourself forward in the chair first. Number one rule, you gotta scoot forward in the chair. Your feet, you actually want them back behind your knees. Then you're gonna hinge forward and you can stand back up, okay? And then back down nice and slow. That's the other mistake people make too, is they don't stick their butt back. So again, that hinging, which is gonna be a whole other topic, we are gonna cover how to hinge and the importance of hinging on another video. But for now, you just wanna think about sticking your butt back and going back down and sitting in the chair. All right, folks, so that about covers our squat and our lunging mechanics. So hopefully everyone here will have learned something to help you to be able to squat and lunge more efficiently with proper form and good body mechanics. So anyways, just remember to tune in every Friday as I will be releasing different videos on a variety of different topics, and I'm going to lunge my way out of here. And thank you so much for tuning in.